Hi, welcome to Heavystones.com. I'm here with my good buddy Karen, who is a Reiki practitioner, and today we're going to talk Reiki.
Hi, Mark. Thanks so much for having me. Don't do that.
Hi, welcome to Heavystones.com. My name is Mark Williams, and I'm here with my good buddy Karen, who is a Reiki practitioner. I'm going to get Karen to introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about herself. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Mark. Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. So I've been working with the West Coast Reiki Center for maybe 6 years or so now, but I've been working with energy for probably close to 15 years. I started just after my father died. My dad was really sick, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I really didn't know how to deal with it. So I went to a party with my girlfriends, and I was partying, and I was having a really good time. And one of my girlfriends was like, "Hey, Karen, check this out. I think it might help you." So she was doing energy work of some sort. It may have been Reiki. I'm not really sure what it was. But she put her hands on me, and I was like, wow, what is this? All right, well, I got into it because I actually had a lot of issues with anxiety my whole life, and so did my dad. And from the time I was young, I remember him saying to me, "I'm going to die at a young age." And I remember that freaked me out, and I felt powerless, and I felt that he was powerless within this sort of anxiety that had become an entity in his life. It was like it had attached to him, and he didn't know how to manage it. So he felt that it was in control rather than he was in control. And then when he was 62 years old, he got lung cancer, and he said, "See, I told you, I always knew I was going to die young." And then he died. And I just didn't want that to happen to me, because I knew that there was power beyond that. I knew that the anxiety didn't have to take over and start living in his lungs. And so I decided to take the gift my father had given me, which was sort of an awareness that anxiety isn't the controller, that we are the controllers. And in fact, we aren't the controllers. Something beyond us is the controller. And if we are able to get in touch with that, it gives us power, it gives us self-awareness, and it gives us choice. And choice is the way to go.
You got into Reiki for self-healing, clearly. Yeah. How's that helped you?
Oh, it's given me choice. I have the absolute power of choice. I mean, sometimes I still screw up. Sometimes I still am reactive, and in the moment my emotions take over. But I have more and more and more ability to step back and see the situation as a whole, including myself in it, and see that there are different roads that I could take and make a decision as to which is the best, not only for me, but for the person that I'm interacting with. Because
I'm curious. So do you find that by helping other people deal with their anxieties and stress using Reiki as your healing medium, that it's a therapeutic for you?
Oh, it's totally therapeutic for me. I find that, generally speaking, the people that I work with reflect things that are going on in myself. And so that's another thing that's important to take note of, because I don't want to project my stuff all over the person who I'm working with, because their experience is their experience. So definitely it's therapeutic for me, but that doesn't mean that it's therapeutic in that moment. It's something that I'm going to take note of, and then after the session is over, look at my own stuff. So it's a gift for me in many ways. It's a gift after the session, during the session, because I'm cultivating my own self-awareness and hopefully helping them cultivate theirs.
Impact in your life. Anxiety.
Uh-huh.
How do you use your energy therapy for anxiety? Specifically, what types of energy therapy would you recommend to deal with anxiety?
Oh, well, Reiki works beautifully with anxiety, and you can use it on yourself too if you take a Reiki class. But when I'm working with people who have anxiety, I mean, to be really honest, pretty much everybody has some sort of anxiety. And I think that what it does is that you can empower yourself to believe that anxiety isn't the one who's in control, that you're in control. And so I use it to ground. I use it to bring a person back down into their body, because when you have anxiety, what really happens is you sort of escape. You're like, I don't want to be here. I don't feel safe here. I'm not comfortable here. So your energy leaves. And in fact, that makes the anxiety worse, because now you're just sort of a talking head with no grounding, with no energy within you. And so Reiki helps to bring that back into your body. And at first it might feel uncomfortable. But with time, you get used to it, and your body sort of settles into it, and more and more quickly, your energy comes back to where it belongs, which is within you, and you can use it. You can begin to direct it away from the anxiety and towards your goals or your conversation or the moment or whatever that might be. You can use the energy for something different.
If people wanted to get a hold of you to get some treatment or to find out more about Reiki and meditation, how would they get a hold of you?
Okay. www.westcoastreikicenter.ca, and we have a Facebook page. Come and like us. And you can also just email me at karen.mccullough@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Right on. Awesome. Thanks for coming and sitting with us today, Karen. That was totally awesome. You're just an amazing guest.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Spread the word on social media. It's October, and I wanted to give a shout out. It's International Breast Cancer Awareness Month.